to my YouTube channel. My name is Sophie and I'm a brand new author. My debut novel Through Her Eyes will be released this year, and I'm so excited to share it with you once it releases. Now, I've started up this YouTube channel and I've started something called Interview with an Author, Writer, Artist, just anybody that wants to get a message across, and this is my second episode, and today I have Victoria with me from Instagram. Now, I met Victoria through Instagram. She is a fellow writer like myself, and she's a fellow mum as well. The whole point of this interview is for you to get to know her more and to know her writing process and what she's up to at the minute. Thank you, Victoria, for joining me. I just want to say hello to you, and for those of you watching, join on in.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
So I'd like to say congratulations to Victoria. You received your first publishing contract the other day, and it's so exciting, like, to get your first publishing contract. It's overwhelming and I'm really excited for you. But I understand that you turned it down. Now, for those watching, can you explain to them why you turned it down, why it wasn't suitable for you, why you made that decision? For those of you who are watching, turning down a publishing contract isn't a bad thing, and Victoria will explain to you why right now.
Okay, so when I received the publication offer, then it was time to really dig into the company and see what they're like, and I found a few things that just didn't line up with my vision for my book. One of them was the book covers. So that's the first thing I looked at, is what do their old books look like that they've published? And I found that I did not really enjoy any of their book covers at all. So that was the first thing, and one of the biggest things for me is that I didn't like their book covers. I didn't like the way that they presented their books. The second thing is, and you can find this on Amazon if you research the publisher's name, but none of their previously published books had done very well. So that was another really big thing, that if they hadn't published books that were doing really well, I had no reason to believe that mine would do well under them. And the third thing is, they offered me a contribution-based contract. So that means I was going to pay a definite number. It was almost $4,000. And they would cover all the rest of the costs. There would never be any future costs for me. But I felt like for $4,000, I could self-publish on my own and use that money for amazing marketing and do a lot better than they had shown that they could do with books. So for those three reasons, I said no to my first publishing contract offer.
Now, what Victoria's just said is, by the sounds of it, a vanity publishing house. Now, a small contribution fee to a small publishing house is not a bad thing. There are small publishing houses out there that ask for a very, very small amount of money to put towards, and this is because you're a brand new author, might not even know if your book would, like, shoot off. Now, if you think about it, they're taking a chance on you, and if they're putting money into it but then don't get nothing back, it'd be very difficult for them to keep you on. So the whole point of a small contribution fee is to pay towards your marketing. But when I say small, I mean minute. It shouldn't be thousands and thousands of pounds or dollars. Now, Victoria's just said that it was on the verge of $4,000. Now that is £3,700. That is wrong. That, to me, that sounds like a vanity publishing house. You're paying them to publish your book. So again, I'd do your research. I'd look into the different types of publishing: self-published, traditionally published, hybrid publishing. I'd just make sure that you know the difference between vanity and publishing houses, even if they do ask for a small contribution fee. But again, a small contribution fee isn't bad. I know people that have done it. I know people that are successful through it, so I wouldn't worry too much if you did want to do it. But I just want to say thank you to Victoria for sharing that, because it's a very brave thing to do, the fact that you've turned down a contract and you're sharing it with people very openly. A lot of people keep it to themselves. You followed your gut and you did your research, so I'm very proud of you, and I hope and pray that soon your book will be released. But for now, I want to go ahead and ask you a few more questions. When did you start writing?
I started writing in 5th grade, so I was about 11 years old.
What authors have inspired your writing the most?
I love Jessica Day George, John Flanagan and P.W. Cantonese. They are so amazing. You have to check them out.
I will definitely check them out. Thank you for sharing, Victoria. Do you schedule your writing sessions or simply just go with the flow and write whenever you're able to? I know I go with the flow. Please tell us, do you?
I used to just write whenever I had a chance, but now that I'm getting a lot more serious about it, I have scheduled times that I do it.
What genre do you write in?
I write in young adult fantasy. Love it.
So I heard that you currently finished a fantasy novel, which is amazing. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yes, I finished my debut novel at the beginning of the year, and I am really excited to release it for all you guys. It is a young adult fantasy novel. So Elijah is the main character, and he is a spy, and his brother comes and visits and then is mysteriously killed in the night. Elijah is convinced he was the target, so he takes over his brother's identity and he returns to the kingdom as a white rider. From there, he is set out to the giant kind land to fight them and to form an alliance with the elves. So Elijah has to keep his secrets lined up as he searches for his brother's killer and fights the giant kind. When former scouts from his spy network unexpectedly show up, Elijah's past threatens to reveal itself. Elijah has to decide which side of the battle line he's going to stand by and how much he's willing to give up along the way. So excited for you guys all to see it. I spent a lot of work into this, but there's a chance it won't be my debut novel. There's a chance that my next book that I'm about to talk about will be the one that I release first.
Oh, it sounds amazing. Thank you for sharing. Now, you're currently working on something exciting. All you Disney fans out there will love it. Can you tell us more about that one?
Yes, guys, I am so excited for this new book. It's called The Storyteller's Daughter, and it is a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin. And that's not one that I've seen redone very much, but I love it. Okay, so in a land where you are defined by your gifts, Cosette is the first one born as long back as anyone can remember who's giftless. There's no magic in her soul. So when the king mistakenly calls upon her to spin straw into gold, she knows she is the last person for the job. But she's been hearing these whispers of this old king, a dark magic, a deep curse. So she goes searching for a power that's strong enough to save her, because she's going to lose her life if she doesn't give the king gold, because he really believes she can do it. That's when she finds Rumpel, and together they get whirled up in this strong magic and curse that is stronger than she even knew. So she has to, with her life and her heart on the line, Cosette fights to appease the king, end Rumpel's curse, and save herself along the way. I'm at 60,000 words, so I just wrote this query yesterday for it because I'm like super excited to be done. So I'm getting so close.
I mean, I'm a huge Disney fan and I'm really excited to get my hands on this one. I hope, if you ever need a beta reader, Victoria, then I'm more than welcome to be one. So you're a writing mum of two, who are adorable, by the way. But what would you say is the hardest thing about balancing writing and motherhood?
Yes, I am a mom. I have two little ones. The oldest one is almost 3. It's a lot different being a mom and a writer than it was when I was a writer and I wasn't a mom. So, for example, this interview, I had to restart it like 100 times just because they're coming to me, they're screaming, they're asking questions. So it's super difficult to get anything done all at once. So I love stories where people are like, yeah, I just went to a coffee shop and I wrote for a few hours. I'm like, that sounds so nice. I made 3 cups of coffee and tried to work at home. So yeah, it's just a lot different writing now that I have their distraction.
Thank you so much for joining me, Victoria. Would you like to add anything else to those watching and listening today?
Yes, thank you so much for watching. I am always open to beta readers or query checkers, anything. I'll read your story, I'll read your query. Just connect with me, find me on Instagram, hook me up. I love community, I'm all about that. So I would love to meet everyone. So thank you so much for having me, I loved it.
Great. So for those of you that aren't following Victoria, you should, because her feed is absolutely beautiful. You should totally check it out for updates on her journey, because obviously the books sound amazing, and I have no doubt in my mind that whether she self-publishes or she gets picked up, she's gonna do amazing. Now her Instagram is Victoria Mccombs. I hope I said her last name right. I do apologise if I didn't. And yeah, so thank you. comment below, subscribe the red button if you'd like to get updates. I am going to be doing these interviews regularly, and the next one will be shortly. I have a ton amount of people that are waiting to be interviewed, so I will never run short, and I can't wait for you all to meet them. Bye guys.